Hello everybody, this is Dr. Nazempoor. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Simple answer to complex question. Discussion for today came out of a many question that I received from a number of people. And also I believe that that question is on our mind, everybody's mind, especially when we want to make a difficult decision. When you want to make a difficult decision, should we listen to our heart or should we listen to our mind and brain? And that's the question that, of course, we have to find the answer every time we want to make a decision. And that would become a source of conflict within us, sometimes a number of days. And of course, we seek advice and consultation in order to find the best decision that we should make. But then, of course, people who are asking us to make a decision based on your heart and listening to your heart, because they say, yeah, go for the joy. Because heart, it's just the ultimate place of joy and happiness and passion and excitement. And then you want to live, with passion and excitement. But then again, on the other side, people who advise us to listen to your mind, definitely they have their own, logic. Mind is a place of, calculation and logic, and definitely with a higher power of, anticipation. And so that becomes the issue that we want to hopefully find the answer during this, short video. Let's just go with the human needs. In order to find the answer, let's just go to the basic source of human needs. There are a number of needs that we have, and of course, two of them are related to discussion that we're going to have today. We have needs for certainty and security. And also we have a need for variety, passion, and excitement. So these two needs are always, with us, and it's just guiding us. So, but again, as we can say that they're kind of opposite of each other, but when you combine it, they become a best, combination. So when you look at these two needs that we have, need for certainty and security, and need for variety and excitement and passion, well, now let's apply these two needs in our decision-making process. When we want to make a decision using messages and of course, guidance from the mind, absolutely the main thing that we're looking for is certainty and security. Because when we use logic and calculation, we are seeking to improve the power of anticipation. When we want to improve the power of anticipation, so we're going to be much more conservative in our decision making, and we're going to really analyze and calculate and consult and discuss with other people, because we want to really lower the level of uncertainty and improve the level of certainty. So with that saying, of course, there is a downside to it, of course, The downside is that we are afraid of failure, we are afraid of taking risk and taking chances, and therefore we are much more guided towards decision that would be safe, categorically speaking safe. And of course, we can definitely anticipate the outcome much easier. Let's go with another need that we have, of course, need for passion and excitement and joy and variety. Of course, that's the place of the heart. When we make a decision with heart, with our heart, of course, we're listening to messages from the heart. They call it, gut feeling. Go with your heart. And heart is a place of, passion, emotion, freedom, and expansion of our thinking and our horizon. And of course, we can go to the deepest dream that we have, and still we can reach out and we can feel good about it. We can anticipate it, and it's full of joy. When we go and listen to messages from the heart, that's the outcome. The outcome is definitely expansion, exploration, and broadening our perspective. But definitely, as we know it, listening to the heart, even that gives us a room to be joyful and happy and passionate and dynamic. And again, as I mentioned, it's mixed with a lot of freedom. But again, on the other side, there is some level of fear involved because we're taking some chances. But that's the reason that a lot of people, they're rather to take chances, but then again, go with their heart. So those are the things that we want to really focus on, that which direction we should take when we want to make a decision. That's, of course, second part of the discussion. Let's use some examples. When we go through the number of, lifestyle of other people, especially influential people, for example, like Bill Gates. Bill Gates, of course, left Harvard University, which he was a student of the computer. In 1975, he decided he just wanted to stop going to Harvard. And he joined one of his best friends and built Microsoft. That was a risk. You go into the Harvard, one of the best university on this planet, and of course you want to study computer, and then from there, of course, you have this opportunity to anticipate your future. But then again, something from your heart comes and guides you. And then you said, you know what, no, I want to stop, I want to withdraw from attending, classes, and I want to go around, build a computer company, which I'm going to be involved in it on a day-by-day basis. So that's the one thing that a lot of people may, when they're in that position, they might just, oh wow, don't do that. That's the risk. You're taking risk. Bill Gates, again, in 2008, made another decision that in the eyes of many people mixed with a lot of risk. And of course, he went with his heart and made that decision to leave Microsoft and go ahead and build and start Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And he dedicated his majority of his time to that foundation. So, of course, the outcome now, we know that. Outcome was great. Both decisions that he made, the outcome was extraordinary. But just go back, and at the moment, if you and I were in that position of making that type of decision, then it become a lot of, moments of anxiety and tension. Of course, as he said, you need to embrace uncertainty. When you want to make a decision with your heart, you got to brace uncertainty. And here's the kind of interesting point. Is there any certainty? Based on quantum physics thinking again, and quantum physics principles, there is no certainty on this planet, and maybe on this universe. We are trying so hard using scientific research and spiritual thinking to bring higher level of certainty in our daily life. But by end of the day, the foundation of life on this planet is based on one of the principles, which is uncertainty. But we're trying to make it as certain as possible. So let's just embrace uncertainty. If you want to go with your heart, you got to really go and embrace uncertainty. So that's the kind of a definitive process that we have to go through. I'm going to use a personal example. About 25 years ago, I was working for court system in Dallas County and a probation department in Dallas County in Texas, United States of America, of course. That was a government job. That was a stable job. That was a job that I knew my salary. I knew my retirement plan, what it's going to be, how it's going to be, and I can anticipate for probably next 100 years if I want to stay in that job, in that position. I stayed there, I enjoyed it, I accomplished so much, but there was a time that I was feeling that I'm limited. I'm not really exploring my options. And after a month of calculation, I came to that decision that I gotta leave. My immediate supervisor, good man, he advised me, you're making a big mistake. Look at me, because he was almost close to retirement. Look at me. I'm going to be retired in few short years, and I'm going to be safe and protected and all that. I said, no, I want to go. I want to take a chance. I want to go around, open my practice, private practice, and I want to work with people. I want to go out there. I want to have presentation. I want to write articles, and now I'm doing videos because I want to go out there and explore unknown. When you want to explore the unknown, but again, if you're coming from your heart, and if you really have that potential and thinking that I can make it, you got to create that, thinking. Of course, we are the creator. We need to create that reality and create that broad-based thinking and vision. And when you do that, the strength will come to you. Then, of course, from there, when you make that decision based on your heart, because it's passionate, it's dynamic, it's mixed with freedom and expansion, then you have to calculate. As Bill Gates again mentioned, even the decision that he made would mix with some risks that he took and uncertainty that he embraced, but it's still, he analyzed every step of the way, he calculated, and it was not an impulsive decision. So that's exactly what I did too. And I think any of us, we can use our personal example or personal life story, and I know that we have moments or time in our life that we came up and we made that type of decisions. And so, yes, both of the decisions that we make, with heart and with mind, and of course both of them have some level of risk and some level of fear involved. But when you make a decision with your mind, because you're going with a conservative route, it's going to put some limitations on you. And then sometimes we should make a decision with our mind. For example, when we make a decision about our financial well-being or our health, mental and physical well-being, we should be definitely conservative, making a decision with our mind and calculate it. Or maybe every day decision that we make. But again, sometimes when it comes to your future goals and bigger decisions that we make, we can at least give ourselves a chance that I want to give, that room for my heart. I want to be more passionate and more dynamic in my decision making. But so that's going to be the way that we need to really take a look at this in the decision that we make. But by the end of the day, if you make a decision with your heart, we got to still calculate. And here's the thing that we want to mention, that heart, of course, has a lot of power. We all know that. We hear that all the time. When we compare heart to mind and brain, the electromagnetic field of energy of heart is 5,000 times stronger than mind. Of course, the both entities are infinite and fascinating. But when you look at the level of energy that is stored in heart and the field of energy that produced through heart is unbelievable. That's the reason that when we're talking to somebody and we make that quick connections, it comes from the heart. It might not be as logical sometimes, but it comes from the heart. Because that magnetic field of energy that created by heart and that connection that we have with that another person, a group of people, that is felt by both sides or by all those people that they are, in that field of energy. So saying all of that wonderful things about heart, but it's still, my suggestion is that listen to both. In big decisions, you want to listen to your heart. And at least give heart a chance. Give your passion and freedom and exploration and expansion a chance. Because life is all about liberation and freedom. As I said many times, the ultimate goal of life is we go through any step that we can go through, but use any tools that we can use to liberate ourselves. Liberation is the ultimate goal of life. But there is also a side effect that I want to outline that. When we're talking about making decisions with heart, we want to make sure we are not impulsive. We are not acting impulsive. We cannot make decision and call it, I'm making decision with heart, and we act impulsively. Or if you are going through some very difficult mental process, if you have severe depression, severe anxiety, or we are not in the best position in our life, mentally and emotionally, then we need to be more careful when we want to make a decision with our heart. So that's the main aspect of making decision with heart. You cannot be impulsive. It still doesn't mean don't make a decision, especially a big decision, with your heart. But the level of impulsivity should be minimum to the lowest level, or for none. Making decisions with mind and brain has its own place. Of course, has side effect. The side effect of making decisions with mind is that there's a higher level of fear involved. We might get stuck. We might close some of the doors to our own face and to our own future. We might put some limitation on our journey of life because we simply want to be more conservative and supposedly create more certainty. So that's the downside of the making decision with mind. So let's just apply these two wonderful ways of making decision using our mind and heart in your own daily life. Expand your vision, broaden your perspective, give a chance to freedom of vision and exploration, but then again, be calculative and use analytical thinking and calculation. That's the way that we're going to lower the risk, we're going to enjoy life, and still there's a higher chance and probability that we're going to make it, and we're going to be thankful and happy we made that decision. Thank you for listening, and I am so honored to have you as part of the journey that I'm taking. See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.